Well, hello everyone out there within the YouTube universe, especially all my heartthrobs out there. Team Hearthrob, let's go. This is the Hearthrob Handsome Rob Show. Episode 1, Volume 2. I formally welcome all of you and thank everyone for tuning in. Let's recap what we have already discussed in Volume 1. Okay, we all know that I was in the business of ill fame. As a pimp, of course. My original pimp name was 20 or 20, which this is one of the exhibits the government used in my trial in the Eastern District of Michigan. They used this to convict me. It's a nice picture, pimp picture of myself. P.I. 20. See win in the center. P.I. pimping 20. T win, because we used to they used to win. Going with me, you were a winner. Change to the infamous one. Motor City Mink, Detroit's flyest. Whom the authorities name or call a 21st century pimp. I was originally sentenced to 420 months in the Eastern District of Michigan on March 19, 2009. That's one day less of a year from the day I was arrested, which was March 20th, 2008. My day of redemption, but we'll learn more about that in Volume 3. The jury found me guilty of all 8 counts charged on October 27, 2008. The trial lasted a week and a half. I just fact-checked the duration and found out that I misquoted something in the last volume, in Volume 1 of Episode 1 of Volume 1. I misquoted. I said that it was almost a month. You see, I was in the fight of my life, and going through the trial, it seemed like it was longer. I was scared to death each day. So that's how I made that mistake. So I'm correcting that mistake right now. That's being amended. So it was only a week and a half. The trial was a week and a half. That's still a long trial. Okay, let's continue. On September 30th, 2010, I was sentenced consecutively to 78 months within the Southern District of Florida. That's another 6 years, 6 months supplemented to the 35 years out of Michigan. See, they say I pimped so nice they indicted me twice. The jury there on July 6, 2010 found me guilty of counts 1 and 3. They acquitted me of count 2, the most serious of all the offenses. I refused to let what occurred in Michigan to happen in Florida. So I studied federal law diligently, and God allowed the pebble to drop in the water, commencing the ripple effect for my release. Altogether, I was sentenced to 498 months. That's 41 years, 6 months. One more time. Oh, I'm so blessed. So blessed. My original release date was for May 16th, 2044. I would have been 64 years old by that time. Through the appeal process, I was able to gain relief by both the direct appeal and a motion to vacate under 28 USC 2255. That process was slow, very slow. However, with patience, I endured. Prison life was extremely difficult for me at first, as I was accustomed to being pampered and catered to. You all know the pimp's life. The Federal Bureau of Prisons changed all of that. You may say the FBOP made me better. The Bureau of Prisons had just changed their custody classifications criteria, which caused anyone who was sentenced to 30 years or longer to be confined within a USP or United States Penitentiary. United States Penitentiary, or more commonly referred to USP. Right, that's real complete wall around the prison. You never see the outside. You never see. All you see is the sky and the wall. That's it. It's really it's maximum security. It's strict prison. Very violent. Very, very violent. I cannot make this up. I was confined at USP Poly in Louisiana for my initial institution. One of the most violent penitentiaries within the Bureau of Prisons. There I learned quickly how to do time accordingly. That is why I am alive today without any puncture holes or wounds. Over the years, I was able to lower my custody through clear conduct and relief by the appeal process. On July 7, 2011, the United States Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit reversed count 1 because the government presented insufficient evidence to establish that I engaged in that offense. A reversal is an equivalent of an acquittal. See the ripple effect God had provided for me? Glory be His name. However, my lesson was not done, and it would be yet another 4 years before the 2255 motion to vacate would be granted. The remaining counts 2 to 8, were affirmed, and I was remanded back to prison without being resentenced. At that time, I was confined at USP Tucson in Arizona, and a less violent penitentiary. However, a penitentiary nonetheless. So they still were violent. It just wasn't as violent as Pollard. There I became accustomed to prison life. I was confined there from July of 2011 until March of 2016. I was the representative there for the pimp car. A car in prison is a group of members that function together. There are over 50 pimps at USP Tucson. I'm acknowledging them and their struggle today. As some of them they probably won't ever get out. So I'm acknowledging those guys. Yeah. That was me at one time. So I'm really deeply, remorseful, and I can empathize with them. So I walked in their shoes. I have empathy and sympathy for them. Okay. Yeah, I had a lot of just taking a moment out for them guys, man. It's rough, I know. It's rough for them. It's rough for those guys. I feel for those guys a lot. Yeah. I am the only person with these charges so far that has gained relief by the appeal process. To God goes all the glory. I returned 336 months, that's 28 years, off the 35-year sentence I received out of the Eastern District of Michigan. On September 18, 2015, the 2255 motion to This is the order regarding my 2255 petition to vacate. That's when it was granted. The judge granted it, of course. The rule of plea agreement. Accordingly, it is hereby ordered that defendant pending section 2255 petition is granted and the judgment entered against him on March 27, 2009 is vacated. Vacate was granted and the 35-year sentence was vacated. On December 22nd, 2015, I was resentenced to time served. This right here is my judgment of commitment. It's showing the offenses that were dismissed by the motion from the government, and also the offenses, the 3 counts that I pled guilty to, in which I received time served. My name, Robert C. Daniels, Robert Charles Daniels. December 22nd, 2015. When it says the defendant is hereby committed to the custody of the United States Bureau of Prisons to be imprisoned for a total term of time served on all counts consecutive. The defendant's consecutive term of imprisonment out of the Southern District of Miami is to follow. So I had to follow the case out of Miami after that. By plea agreement for counts 6, 7, and 8, which we said we had a settlement, negotiated and made a settlement with the government. So I pled guilty to counts 6, 7, and 8. And the government dismissed through a motion. Counts 2 to 5 were dismissed by a motion from the government. They were dismissed. So I was exonerated of all convictions that I did not commit. However, the consecutive sentence out of the Southern District of Florida had just commenced that very day. That is the sentence in which I have just completed Tuesday, July 6, 2021. By having the tether removed, we will conclude with this episode within Volume 2. So, right now, to be continued. We'll finish in Volume 3. So, take a moment out and just think about those guys, man. The laws, man, they're very strict laws. We need to really use those laws for what they were established for, not on pimps. Some pimps, it's a bad, I consider some of them are decent people, they're just in that lifestyle, running the women of ill fame. So I can relate to them. I understand them, even though you guys might see differently. I understand what they're going through, and it's a lifestyle. Some people can do it, some people can't. We were able to do it, but now they're being prosecuted heavily for it. It's extreme, too extreme. It's not right. Something needs to be done about this. It's wrong. We'll talk more about it in Volume 3 when we conclude. This is Hearthrob Handsome Rob, and I'm signing out.